Okay, hello, good morning students. I am Sandeep Sangvi. Okay, our today's topic. Before I start the new topic, I want to ask a few questions. Have you heard the word about vector-borne disease? Have you heard the word vector-borne disease? Anyone? Vector-borne disease means the disease which are spread by the mosquito is known as vector-borne disease. Vector-borne disease means the disease which are spread by the mosquito is known as vector-borne disease. Now, my second question is, if Mr. Patel suffer with symptoms such as fever, then headache, then shivering, then tiredness. From these symptoms, if you are a doctor, then you conclude what? Okay, anyone? I hope you can give the answer, because if you have these types of symptoms, then you can suffer with which types of disease. Maybe few students say, sir, for these symptoms I can conclude that Mr. Patel suffer with viral fever. Okay. Or one student maybe conclude that from these symptoms Mr. Patel suffer with malaria. Okay. From this explanation, now you can understand. Now, if Mr. Patel suffer with these symptoms, you can conclude that it may be Mr. Patel suffer with viral fever or it may be malaria. For confirmatory testing, doctors suggest that Mr. Patel for laboratory report, and from laboratory report conclude that if MP test, malarial parasite test positive, then Mr. Patel suffer with malaria. If negative, then Mr. Patel suffer with viral fever or maybe other disease. Okay. Then from this explanation, now you can understand our today's topic is malaria. This word is not new for students. Malaria, malignant fever. This word derived from the malignant fever. Why malignant means your life should be in danger if you are suffer with malaria. Why? Okay, first we discuss causative agent. Causative agent of malaria is Plasmodium. There are 4 types of Plasmodium to cause malarial infection. Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, and Plasmodium malaria. Mainly in Gujarat, people suffer with PV infection or PF infection. In short, vivax infection or falciparum infection. This falciparum is known as lethal malaria. Why? These things we discussing later on. Now causative evasion. Then how this malaria spread? This malaria spread by the vector such as female Anopheles. Now the question is arising in your mind, why only female Anopheles? Why not male? Because this female mosquito require high amount of nutrient because they have to lay egg. For the development of egg, they require high amount of food. So they prefer cattle for their food requirement. If cattle is not available, then we are the favorite contestant for them to absorbing food from the blood. Okay. Then female Anopheles, and not each and every mosquito able to spread malarial infection. Only Anopheles culcifaciens and Anopheles stephensis is able to spread this malarial infection. Okay, student. This Plasmodium complete their life cycle in two hosts. First one is mosquito and second one is human. If we have to control this malarial infection, then we have to break their life cycle, and they complete their life cycle in host such as human and mosquito. To break down their cycle, we have to kill either mosquito or human. Obviously we are human, so we can kill mosquito to break down the life cycle of this Plasmodium. Okay. Now we understand that how this Plasmodium parasite complete their life cycle in mosquito as well as in human. Okay. So here I draw the part of the mosquito, and this side host human. Now first the salivary gland of female Anopheles. The salivary gland of female Anopheles who carry already malarial parasites such as Plasmodium, and this Plasmodium is known as sporozoid. Sporozoids. So this Plasmodium is known as sporozoids. Now, this female mosquito absorb blood from any normal human. Now, this female Anopheles require nutrient, so they can absorb the blood from this normal human. They can bite the normal human. Normal human means here this human do not have any malaria infection. So this mosquito who already have malarial parasite then bite the normal human for the suction of blood. So this mosquito bite human for fulfill their nutrient requirement. So they can suction the blood, bite the normal human and suction the blood. At that time, from the salivary gland, few number of mosquito enter inside of human venous system, human blood capillary. Now these sporozoids enter in human. Okay. Within 30 minutes, this mosquito enter inside of human liver. Within 30 minutes, this mosquito enter inside of human liver. They enter in liver cells and there it perform asexual reproduction. So only initially only one sporozoids enter the liver cell. There it perform asexual reproduction. There it perform asexual. Reproduction such as multiple fission, So in multiple fission, by asexual reproduction, the nucleus of this malarial parasite divide into many nucleus. Later on, this each nucleus covered with their cytoplasmic membrane with minimal cytoplasm. Then after that, when this liver cell fill up with number of plasmodium, then it break down. And release new sporozoids. And this sporozoid again infect another liver cells and increase their number. Whereas few of these sporozoid enter in the blood system, enter into the blood capillary. Then after it enter inside of RBC. There it again perform asexual reproduction. Initially only one sporozoids enter inside of RBC. There it again perform asexual reproduction and increase their number. There is a number of phase formed inside of RBC by this parasite. Initial phase is known as trophozoid. This phase is known as trophozoid. Then after this sporozoid again increase their number. Before that, the ring stage also form. You can see that a ring-like structure. So this stage is known as ring stage. Then after asexual reproduction continue and whole RBC full of with number of sporozoids. Now this stage is known as schizogony. Now again breakdown of this RBC, few of this sporozoid again infect new RBC and few of these sporozoid enter inside of RBC and synthesize male gametes and female gametes. Male gametes and female gametes. Now this male and female gametes, when the normal female Anopheles who already not carry any parasites, now this normal mosquito bite normal human. At that time, this male and female gametes enter inside of mosquito stomach. Okay, then after, why this stage is so important? during malarial parasite testing, the blood collect and prepare the smear. This smear observe under the microscope and the lab technician search for any of the stage inside of RBC. If a ring stage or schizogony stage or male or female gametes observe inside of RBC, then lab technician confirm that this patient suffer with malarial infection. Okay. Then this stage is slightly differentiated in vivax and falciparum infection. So from this laboratory testing, lab technician confirm that this patient suffer with vivax infection or falciparum infection. Now, when the normal mosquito bite this malarial patient for fulfill their food requirement, absorbing blood, at that time with blood, few number of sporozoites as well as male and female gametes enter inside of the stomach, mosquito stomach. There, this sporozoid cannot sustain, but this male and female gamete remain active. By the fusion of this male and female gamete, formation of zygote. Later on, the zygote converted into ookinete, and this ookinete converted into sporozoid. Now, this ookinete, which are converted into sporozoid, enter into the salivary gland of mosquito. Now this mosquito now capable to spread malarial infection. Now again, this mosquito bite another normal person and transmit that sporozoid inside of the normal human blood venous system. Now the another person also now within a few days suffer with malarial infection. When the patient diagnosed with vivax infection, then doctor prescribed them hydroxychloroquine medicines as well as primaquine medicines. Or if person suffer with falciparum infection, then doctor prescribed them hydroxychloroquine with artesunate treatment. Now, why falciparum infection is more lethal? Because in falciparum infection, the speed for the breakdown of this RBC is so high. Okay. In malarial patient, the main symptoms is shivering. Why? When this RBC break down, now inside of RBC there is a hemoglobin. This hemoglobin, with help of this malarial parasite, break down into hemozyme and globin. This globin utilized by malarial parasite for as a food, whereas this hemozyme enter inside of hypothalamus, hormonal gland present inside of our brain. So this hemozyme with help of blood enter the hypothalamus and it activate our thermal activation system, and then increase our body temperature. By the breakdown of this RBC, we suffer with the symptoms like shivering, and by the activation of this thermal system, we can face fever. The main symptom is fever with shivering, is for malarial infection. Okay. Now student, the question is arise in your mind that why we have to learn this malarial cycle. So you know that how the breeding process perform in mosquito. Mainly mosquito lay their egg in polluted water. So we have to fill up the various dwell surrounding our home with sand. So mosquito cannot breed inside of this polluted water. Okay student. So we can maintain the cleaning and hygienic condition in our home as well as in our surrounding, as well as we can always close the water with any lid. So mosquito cannot enter inside of water and lay their egg and increase their number. Okay student, so this is malarial life cycle, and this malaria or parasites complete their life cycle in two hosts. First one is human and another one is mosquito. Initially we understand how the this mosquito complete their life cycle inside of mosquito and human. Okay students, I hope you understand.